start off with that and listen to your messages. Then we have a very special guest, Mr. Ian Dunkley, for Talk Your Talk. Then we have Real Estate Matters with Gabriel Gilpin Hudson Grant. All right, let's get going. Yes, on this beautiful Friday morning.
Come send back the devil, go down hell. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in it, they are safe. My safety is in Jesus. My protector is Jesus. When I'm in trouble, I call that name. Jesus. My burden bearer. Jesus. My heavy load share. Jesus. My bridge over troubled water. Jesus. Stick closer than a brother. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. I beg you call that name. Jesus. Beg you call that name. Jesus. When my family forsake me. Jesus. When I'm feeling lonely. Jesus. When I have no money. Jesus. All kind of problems surround me. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. Somebody call that name. Jesus. I beg you call that name. Call upon the name of the Almighty One. Call him up. When the enemies attack you, wanna put you in a shuttle and you're fighting the battle just. Call him up. When your life in a trouble and you can't take the struggle, man, no make the pressure kill you just. Call him up. When the rent man, I look for you. Family, your pressure, you nothing up on the table. Call him up. Call upon him for make a miracle, cause anything is possible. Power in the name of Jesus. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Me tell it to the world from about 91. So me telling them again in me new hit song. Make them know we have to stay firm and strong. Me no self-righteous, I'm just a man. No, me not perfect. Doing what I can understand. For me know me and me purpose. God him have the plan. And me faith in the man. Jesus. My burden bearer. Jesus. My heavy load share. Jesus. My bridge over troubled water. Jesus. Stick closer than a brother. Jesus.
Oh yes, you're listening to Spoton with Vernon Derby. How are you this morning? Hope we're gonna have we're gonna have a great day this morning. And we're gonna start off with a message, a pretty long one from one of our listeners, but he has some very valid points there. So let's listen to this message from this person who sent in this voicemail.
You know, on the road, rough, Mass Vernon. But it's not just on the road, the whole country rough. I tell you. And sometimes you would just, if you could find somewhere peaceful to go, you just left this and go there. But what has happened to Jamaica? Now, can you imagine a country that had electricity, the first country to have had electricity in this part of the world, the first country that had a railroad in this part of the world, the first country to have had piped water in this part of the world. Huh? What have our so-called leaders done to this country to allow it to be like this? That chaos on the road, is created by the environment which these politicians coming down from 1962 coming down here. We inherited a JOS bus company integrated all over Kingston running properly. We had a train service running from Kingston to Montego Bay, Kingston to Port Antonio, running on time. I used to hide away on it and come to town just to look and catch back the train and go back, leave Montego Bay 7 o'clock. They had two of them. One of them we call it the diesel, and the other one was the train. The train would stop all over the place. But when you leave out on the diesel in Montego Bay and Montpellier by 7:30, you reach Kingston by 11:30, and then it leaves again by 3:30, heading back to Montego Bay, and it gets down there by 8 o'clock. That the train used to carry cargo and it carried people. It was an exciting ride from Kingston to Montego Bay. It was like an excursion on the train. You get ice cream to buy, you get shrimps, you get religion, you get all sorts of things, and people used to live together like a peas in a pod. Huh? What have we done to our country? These leaders, both the political leadership and the economically powerful leadership, they're leading the country to hell. All that chaos on the road, is created by an environment which they created that breed nastiness, slackness, and corruption, even on the street. Talking about taxi, and never forget where some of them demonstrated to have robots running. You remember that? That demonstration in Papine, where they were demonstrating for Mr. Millwood and his robots to take over the transportation system instead of they sitting down and organizing something properly and decent like we had before. And the capitalists in this country, those people who own 95% of the Jamaican economy. And when you hear that the economy is growing, that's the 95 that is growing. Those are the real political leaders of this country. The political leadership and the economical leadership are the same. The ones we point out as political leaders are leaders of nothing. It's a facade, it's an illusion. You know, Jamaica had a head start, and now we come in last. When I look at the levels of literacy in this country, Jamaica is not number one, Jamaica is not number two, Jamaica is not number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Jamaica is way down at 10. Then you have two countries between, and then Haiti. We are very close to Haiti in a lot of things. So what is happening in Haiti, and we're going down there to solve Haiti's problem when our murder rate is way ahead of Haiti's, Haiti is not, even at this point, is not in the top 10 most murderous countries on the planet Earth. Jamaica is number one, I think, as we speak. And I'm sure that we are in the first three. This country has been made a mess of by the so-called political leadership, which all they do, they make noise and listen to the real political leadership to tell them what to do. Take one example. How else do you explain that hotels don't pay taxes? Huh? Under the Hotel Incentives Act, you don't pay taxes. You have large farms and so on. You don't pay any taxes either. What about the teacher who is going to work every day? What about the policeman? What about the fireman? I believe they should abolish income taxes throughout this country. Abolish it for everybody. All right? Let us call it a Jamaica People's Incentives Act to abolish direct income tax. Because now the country is being scammed right, left, and center. No increase in taxes, but you collect more taxes. Huh? How come? Because there are two types of taxes. You have direct income taxes and you have indirect income taxes. Even the ticketing system on the roads, the ticketing system, the traffic ticketing system, most of them have multiplied by up to 1,000%. And the people are being fooled to believe that, yes, we have to increase the price of the ticket so that the carnage on the roads go down. What carnage goes down? Huh? Since the increase in tickets, the carnage on the roads have increased. These people are not thinking. There is something called holistic thinking, and this country is lacking in holistic thinking, my dear brother, Master Vernon. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So we need to think on these things, brother.
Well, that listener made some very important points there. He mentioned about the transportation system. Now, that has to be fixed. Now, some of us are helping to identify those who have absolutely no respect. You know, we cannot have people who are transporting people in the country who have no respect for neither man, woman, God, nor nobody. You can't have that. And it speaks to how we are socializing our children. We're sending them to school to learn the maths and the physics and the chemistry, but they are not being socialized how to be good citizens, how to love, how to care for one another. And if you don't, you end up with a translation system with persons who don't have a clue how to treat one another. When I see how the men treat all the women, you ask yourself, do they have to improve things? Yesterday I went to Hope Gardens and I said to myself, where is the hope in Hope Gardens? I don't know, probably the drought is having an impact, but it's clear that the gardens are not being treated properly, probably by some of the visitors who go there. You can see some plants were trampled, which tells you about the people years gone by. You wouldn't go to Hope Gardens and trample the plants. What was interesting is that I saw some teachers with some children, and they were having fast food. Yeah, man. Can you imagine teachers, them teaching the people to eat fast food at that early stage, you know, so diabetes and pressure, them can look for that and high cholesterol levels and so on. So I went there to take a look at the century palm, which they say bloom, 100 years it takes to bloom. And when it blooms and so on, it dies within a year. So I went there to see because I might never, more than likely I'll never see that again. So I stopped and I saw the children. You know, I love little children. So I asked them all if they know about this, the central palm and so on. They said no. So I said to myself, it's interesting. They come to Hope Gardens, and yet this is a historic event. And what was sweet, what sweet them at the fast food, it is just amazing. What a life, what a place. And it's not just a country, it's what a world. We have lost our love for nature and things beautiful. Those who have time, you better fly up to Hope Gardens and see quickly because the central palm, that bloom only lasts for a short time. And then, how many of us will live 100 years to see when it blooms again? Okay, there you have it. You're listening to Spoton with Vernon Darby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, from the little country where we say we little but we tell on. So come back. Don't move.
What am I going to do about this now?
What happened to you, missus?
My car broke down and I can't get the parts.
Parts? So you never hear about Dangels? And them are the done in the parts world, you know? Them have parts for Hyundai, Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, Mazda, Subaru, you name it. Them have it.
Visit Danjan Auto Spares and Accessories in Kingston at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Telephone 929-9146 or in Maypen at shop number 10, 18 Chapperton Road. Telephone 986-7142.
Wine a your tongue, you know wine a your tongue. Drive smart, no ramp. Wine a your tongue. If a 87 you fi use, put the 87 in a your tongue. Fi know which fuel you use, vehicle manual fine. Enough car in a Jamaica make fi use 87. And a petrol refining. So use the octane for the car where you're driving. And let me tell you some more. If a 87 your vehicle use, you are rev up the savings for sure. Know your tank fuel right, your pocket a go smile. Rev up the savings, savings on every mile. Brought to you by Petrojam, serving Jamaica's energy needs.
Tune in to German Morgan, aka Brother DJ Frisco, on your radio. Friday nights at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. inside the Midnight Serenade Radio Show. And Saturdays and Sunday mornings inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. You will be motivated, blessed, and receive a word in time with DJ Frisco in the mix. Tune in, and stay connected.
welcome back. You're listening to Spot On, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Right here in the middle of the Caribbean. We little, but we tallow. Coming up right now is Talk Your Talk. And of course, I have a gentleman on the line. He written to me about something, but I have to check him first. How are you doing, sir? Good morning. How are you? Great to have you.
Good morning, Mr. Darby. How are you? I'm good so far.
Now, must have good. Now, the first thing I come for me show. Eh? You need a beating. Can you imagine that? Let me tell
Yes,
you.
but remember, we had a meeting prior to that. I don't know if you would remember.
I'm not talking about
Um,
meeting, I'm talking about coming on the show.
Oh, the first time on the show. First time on the show.
Exactly. Listen up. Normally, when
Yes.
persons make complaints, they're not identified. So it's up to you if
Uh-huh.
you want yourself to be identified. Because I normally keep complaints confidential. But if you don't care, you don't mind, then no problem.
Concern customer.
Okay, all right. So here we have on the line a concerned customer, and he has some concerns about how they function. It was at the Children's Hospital.
Yes, Bustamante Children
Right.
Hospital.
And I think it's important to have you on because other persons need to learn about the procedures too, and the hospital administrators need to learn that when you have procedures, how you implement it, how you educate your stakeholders, and so on. So tell us that story as to what happened.
Yes. So last Friday, I was at the hospital. We had to take the baby there for an emergency. He had some vomiting issue and stuff like that. So we didn't want to take any chance based on his health situation. He has some major health complication.
How old is he
So
or she?
he's 14 months.
Oh no, I went through that
So
myself too. Go on, talk.
yeah. So while there, we went to see the doctor first. So we had to come back out in the waiting area, waiting on some result or some test that they were doing. So while there, the baby obviously got hungry. Now this child is not someone that you can feed in a minute or two, right? Um, so we prepared his feeding, bottle feeding, and start to administer the feeding. He's a very slow feeder. So while there, a security personnel, a female security officer, came to me and said, "Daddy, you know you can't feed the baby inside here, you have to go outside." I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "This is a public hospital. What are you saying to me?" "Daddy, it's a policy at the hospital. You have to go outside. You can't feed the baby inside here." I said, "What are you saying to me?" I said, "Listen, this is a hospital and this is my sick child, right? And I'm not going to take my sick child outside to feed him. You understand me? So I'm asking you, please to leave me alone. Let me feed my child." He started and walked away. A few minutes after that, another female security officer came. "Daddy, you know you're not supposed to feed your baby inside here." I said, "What are you saying to me? So what should I do? Let my baby die for hunger?" "No, you're supposed to go outside and feed the baby." So I said, "If I don't go outside, what are you going to do? Throw me outside?" I said, "No." I said, "This is a public institution. My child is hungry and I have to feed him. I'm here waiting on the doctor. So what should I do? Go outside and feed my child?" I said, "That's being disrespectful and rude. This is not a private residence or a private office. You don't tell me that." And I mean, I just stood my ground and decided that I'm not going to take my child outside to feed them.
All right.
I can't understand the logics behind
All right,
that.
let me guide you on that one now. Now, whether they're wrong or right, you see, next time if I were you go to a hospital. Sorry, I'm having a challenge. Sorry about that. I would not enter into a fight with them. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it's a hospital, and you deal
Yeah.
with medical things, and it's your child. I would probably
Yeah.
wait until I can write a letter. I would not get into an argument with them. But the first
Yeah.
thing, they should not have a security person doing customer service work. And I've been telling everybody, don't say to people, you can't, you can't, you can't. It's a confrontational style. You go to the person, good morning, good afternoon, sir. I'm going to ask you to hospital policies. We're not allowed to allow you to eat inside. Could you please? Right. Now, what I'm going to suggest to the hospital, because I've already made contact with the Ministry of Health, that what they could do is have a room nearby. That might be difficult. We can go and feed your child. You know, I don't have to go outside.
Exactly.
But I can tell
but
you, hold for me. I can tell you, I've spoken to other persons of the members of the medical profession, and they gave me good reason for not doing the food might have certain bacteria, what have you, and we have children coming in dealing with an emergency. It's advisable not to have food inside that area because it's supposed to be a sterile area. So I saw that point.
Yeah, but this is not food as in. chicken
No,
and
it doesn't
rice
matter.
and-
No. I'm going to tell you no. When a hospital medical persons make a decision, whether it's right, we should respect it. But at the same time, they need to learn good customer service, and also the security is there for security. Many
Yeah, but-
organizations are using security officers as customer service agents.
Yes,
They are not.
And this is something that I cannot understand. You go to a business establishment and your first point of contact is with the security personnel.
Not a good idea, I think. Because
Exactly.
we have our perception of what the security is supposed to do. And if you first go there, is the security, yes, it's like you're a criminal, you're unwanted. So I'm going
What are
to,
you here for?
hold on, I'm going to be talking to the Minister of Health. I sent an email to them already. And they should make a place. But I would advise all Jamaicans, when you go to, there are two places that I advise you. Well, there are other places too. That when you go there, you have a problem. Don't enter into a fight. Make a record
yes,
and
that's
then write a
That's true.
report. One,
Yeah, that is true.
I expect them
That
to
is-
be
that is very
professional,
true.
but you don't want anybody to ignore you when your child needs to be looked after.
Yes. That's why I even call myself concerned customer.
Right.
Because
right.
you know, we have a tendency. This word victimization is
Hello.
like a.
You
is
know,
like a
tell me where me
surname.
don't know what Jamaica me live. I've been through it a long time. There what, right? So I know what
It's
it
like a
means.
surname.
And we are very
What?
petty. Petty. You see, even they do this radio program now, you criticize somebody and they hate you for life. There's one gentleman who is a senior person, you know him too. He's not going to come on the show because I was very critical of how he does his job.
The name victimization is even more popular than your name, you know, than my name.
Yes, I know.
It's like a surname. It's one of the biggest names in Jamaica.
Yes,
But Mr. Darby,
Mhm.
this is one of the problem we have in Jamaica on a whole, and it's this two word: customer service.
it's very bad.
And people don't understand that with good customer service, you don't even need to pay $1 to advertise.
You don't. You're absolutely correct. And by the way, to show the emphasis we put, a show like this that I do on radio, you'd expect it to be getting top support from everybody outside here. And I tell you something, even the people who I help, the moment they get help, they're gone.
You see, it makes our problem more complex
Yes.
more than ever in Jamaica. Because sometimes you ask yourself the question, what is it that we really and truly need versus what is it that we want?
Right.
We have to differentiate those two words, you know, the difference between need and want.
And wants. But we have to
You
love
understand?
ourselves first. If we don't love ourselves, then we don't know what we
But
need
Mr.
or
Darby,
what.
hello sir, can you give what you don't have?
I hear you.
No, it's not a joking matter, you know.
So if you don't have
cannot
love
give
in
what
your
you-
heart, you can't give love. I hear you.
But if you don't have God in your heart, you don't even have love.
Hold on. Listen, you know, so we're going to Jamaica and talk about God. God old fashioned now, God outdated. But I want you, listen.
No, but that's why we are where we are.
Listen, man. Day and
Yes,
night,
I'm
we don't
so
go for road at
proud of
night time, you know, and let me tell you something. I had to go back home because I left some important equipment at the office. And as I told my listeners yesterday, I saw some ladies, I'm saying, what are them what left carnival people do at this time? Right? And let me tell you something. One of them had on a thing, you see. I try becoming I used to name my ladies, they call it tongue off or whatever you call it. Yes, and you could see everything. And then another one lady, her foot was bag about her, the dress was way up there. I mean, she reminded me of a praying mantis. I kept saying her, and the attendant said to me, "Sir, I'm on them." So when I tell you, and I'm not homophobic, I'm not. Boys want to live their life, they live it. But it's just that not even heterosexual or anybody should dress like that in public and going into a place where they sell food. No, you dress appropriately. But I say this to say that we're going down a road which is not a pretty road. And what you're seeing in the field that I'm in even broadcasting, in medicine, standards are going down and down and down.
Our morals, it seems like we have extradited our morals to some other parts of the world.
I like the word. I like the word they use extra.
Yeah, we have extradited it.
Yes, yes, yes.
We have extradited it. And when you look and see how people on a whole, how they deal with themselves. You know, I tell you something. 2 days ago, I was in a supermarket, right? And I overheard 3 females having a discussion. And one of them said, "Who? You think me a rap with the women don't tip in off your neck?" I said, "No, you can't do that."
Yes, yes.
I said, "You're not reprimanding the child for what they did, you know. What you're actually doing is expounding your anger upon that child. And that anger has nothing to do with the child." So I said to her, "I'm going to ask you a question and you don't have to answer me." Okay? She said, "Yeah, go ahead." I said, "Are you still with the child's father?" No. I said, "There you go." I said, "That is a problem. But because you have not seen him to pitch it out on,
Yes.
the child is the nearest one for you to pitch it out on." And I said, "That's wrong." I said, "Not because you are him not together in a relationship again. Both of you need to understand this, that you have to move on."
And guess what? She's going to educate that child about that papa. So you don't have to go and grow up with an impression of man.
Yes.
Guess what?
But-
Me have to run now. Because me have to follow law and order and follow time. I like many persons out there. So keep
We'll
in
talk
touch.
again
Keep in
one
touch, Master. If you support this program, it's all we're about good customer service. So we
Yes,
need more
sir.
persons like you to stand up. Thank you very much, my friend.
You're welcome.
And to my listeners, we're not able to give his name because of the report that he's making. There's a concerned citizen supporter of the show. All right, you're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby. Stay with us. We'll come back and don't move.
What am I going to do about this now?
And what happened to you, missus?
My car broke down and I can't get the parts.
Parts? So you never hear about Dangels? And them are the done in the parts world, you know? Them have parts for Hyundai, Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, Mazda, Subaru, you name it. Them have it.
Visit Danjan Auto Spares and Accessories in Kingston at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Telephone 9299146, or in Maypen at shop number 10, 1A Chapperton Road. Telephone 97142.
We may be all over the world, but we're still in this together. Feel, make it easy for you get your money. So if you have to get a thing from your brother or mommy, hey, it's a not instant, it's a MoneyGram. Zoom, Ria, check your phone, your money land. VNBS money transfer. Safer, faster, easier. Sign up for VNBS direct to bank account transfer today. No matter step out, fit in the line, straight in your account, money reach long time. VNBS money transfer.
Wine a your tongue, you know wine a your tongue. Drive smart, no ramp. Wine a your tongue. If a 87 you fi use, put the 87 in a your tongue. Fi know which fuel you use, vehicle manual finding. Enough car in a Jamaica make fi use 87. And a petrol refining. So use the octane for the car where you're driving. And me tell you some more. If a 87 your vehicle use, you are rev up the savings for sure. Know your tank fuel right, your pocket a go smile. Rev up the savings, savings on every mile. Brought to you by Petrojam, serving Jamaica's energy needs.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, that beautiful country in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. Yeah, where we say we little but we tallow. Great to have you. And coming up right now is real estate matters. Yes, in a second we should be there. Right. And of course, a very special guest, Gabriel Gilpin Hudson Grant. Always leave off the Grant, you know. I got it right, right? How you know?
That's okay. The grant can stay.
All right. Should I grant you that wish? I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Great to have you this morning. And I must tell you, we have a few persons who are looking place. So if you have places to rent, definitely let me know. I was trying to find the one. Yes. So if you have places to rent, remember, if you have places to rent or if you want to rent somewhere, definitely let me know. Let me go down my list very quickly. Yes, someone needs a 2 or 3 bedroom house to rent immediately in Kingston or near Kingston. So if you have somewhere to rent, definitely make contact with me. What is on your mind this beautiful Friday morning?
Morning, Vernon.
How you do? And how the family?
The family is great. Little one is looking like him's ready to start walk and run when leave us.
Yes, and guess what? I'm sure I heard him a while ago. Mommy, I'm lonely. I noticed he didn't respond. Then you're moving along. I saw the puppy and boy, Mommy, I'm lonely.
Yes.
Lonely.
Yes.
Anyway, you go right ahead.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So yes, Vernon, what's on my mind this morning?
Yes.
Well, next week is the week of real estate,
What's happening next week?
Well, there are 2 real estate conferences happening next week. One of them is mine, the Realtors Association of Jamaica, and we're going to have it in Montego Bay. So next week is going to be hot with real estate.
And you guys didn't invite me at all? You were supposed to.
I told you that you need to come.
All right, we'll talk about that after the show.
You definitely should
Yes.
be there, but it will be. I'm I'm busy preparing. Getting myself together. Very excited to spend the weekend, or the second half of the week in Montego Bay. Haven't been back there in about a month or so, so we'll be excited to go down.
Right. You should have come out. You should have joined me in the studio today. I don't understand. Eh?
I should have.
Yeah.
We need to set up a studio date.
Yeah.
But definitely next week is out.
It's out, right. But let me ask
And
you.
then the week after is out too, because you're gonna miss me the week. Well, I guess next week and the week after. Next week I'll be at the conference.
So-
At this time.
No, but you give me a report from the conference.
I could do that.
Yeah,
yes,
man. You
yes,
come on
yes.
live and there and tell me what's happening. And yeah, man, we could do that.
And then the week after, I will be traveling again for the weekend.
No, the whole, when you travel, the whole world needs to know your business. Where you heading to?
I'm going to Las Vegas.
So you can talk to us from there then.
Yes, well, I should be able to.
Right.
Usually, I still have connections, so I should be able to talk with you guys.
And tell us what's happening there. Those who plan to go to that area. Phoenix, I think, is nearby. Oh, unless you can take the heat. But I'm going to place that all. It's horrible.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm going at this time of year.
Yeah.
Usually, I go later in the year when it's a little cooler. So definitely will be interesting. But I mean, you don't need to travel all the way there to feel the heat, because boy, what we're experiencing now, Vernon, is insufferable.
Just come Kingston. I said to myself, can you imagine what the temperature is like in Phoenix? Because let me tell you, when you go there, if you stay too long outside, you look like like me, like how me read already. You look like bacon. Yes, you cannot go there. Because if your car break down on the road, the good Lord help you. You bake up inside here. It's terrible. I've never. But I went there some years ago, and let me tell you, it was terrible. I decided to walk and went up by the hillside, and it reminded me of those cowboy movies. And let me tell you, I had to go back inside quickly. And then when you're outside, they have to have at the hotel. They have to have these water vapor thing, whatever is spraying out there to keep people cool.
Mm-hmm.
And lucky, you can't tan them in Jamaica. Right, so you have that
Even
conference.
right now.
The conference you
Mm-hmm.
have coming up now. I know that the association has been very concerned about the length of time that it takes to complete a transaction in terms of the purchase and the sale of real estate. You had a
Mm-hmm.
meeting with the Prime Minister, I think, some time ago. Any developments, and will that be one of the topic at the conference?
It's a topic that people always want to know about
Yes.
anytime we get together in the real estate industry. So more than likely that is going to be something that comes up and we might discuss. In terms of the progress of getting the timeline shortened though, there is work to be done, Vernon. I'm not even going to pretty it up. There is
Yes,
work to
yes.
be done, particularly, looking at the process from the government agency perspective. So, all sale transactions do have to go through the titles office and the stamp office, which is a part of Tax Administration Jamaica.
That I think is a waste
Uh,
of time. Just
I
to
mean,
collect the
honestly,
money.
Vernon, it does the stamp office process in particular because of this. So let me maybe backtrack and mention to persons that may not be aware. Transfer tax on your sale is payable on the market value of the property.
I
What used
wonder,
to happen
I
back in
wonder
the
why.
day
Why we don't pay it on the you could have paid on the
on the contract price.
right and make sure it's high enough so it's near to the market price. Why? So guess what now?
So what used to happen was that persons used to try to cheat the system by, not putting the full amount that they were buying it for in the agreement
But here,
when they're set.
all right. Let me help you with that one. I mean, I'm not lying. And those who lead us, they have enough lawyers inside, but trust me, they're not easy. No, it would seem to me that you must have a tax rate for our lands in Jamaica. You do, and they say it's an unimproved value.
Correct.
If you do, why don't you base the stamp duty on that? And if you see, it's a like a bad mind thing. We have the whole country function like that. What we do know, but you can't sell it for so much amount of it. It is a petty and a low-level form of thinking. And what it does, it adds to the bureaucracy, and it probably end up costing you far more. Everybody in the country, you trying to run down little more money when you could set up a proper system and you get your taxes and you go about your business. I beg you.
Vernon, so
Make that
because
suggestion
it's
to them.
payable.
Make that suggestion.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell you that the answer why it's not on the unimproved value for tax purposes
Yes.
is because that value would be too small.
No, but
right?
no, hold on. But you adjust it. If the unimproved value is, say, 10 million, the market value is 40 million. You simply set a rate which makes it near to the market value. And what you do now, market value should be going through the roof and down again. It should be set at a level that you can collect a reasonable amount in terms of when you transfer. So it can be done. It's a simple solution. Very simple.
So, what happens, Vernon, is that, so this is what happens.
Yes.
Because, so the stamp office would have a database of the unimproved values of everything, which is what they use for purpose of
tax,
calculating
right.
property tax, right? They also have a database of the market values of various pieces of property across the island, right? They have an entire valuation department where they employ valuers whose job it is to go and verify the value of these properties for the purpose of taxing.
And the time
Now-
they have to take time, and that costs money and gas, or they get transportation.
Yeah. Not that I'm trying to box any food out of anybody's mouth.
No man,
but
it's me
if you
attack
have
and
to
me a
have an
push you. You know
entire
what? You don't apologize to none of
department
them.
for that. Trust me, if you have to have an entire department for that, and then the department doesn't have enough valuers to go all over the island all the time. You have to wait. So you say, boy, if I get something around a bush right here, so I'll go over there until I get another one over there, and then I will value the two of them. So the things them sit down all 2 months in stamp office sometimes.
You see, now that's the whole problem. We're busy trying to find a way for everybody to eat their food while the whole of we are starved. That's the problem.
Honestly, it's better. I mean, so I know that they put that system in place to try and prevent people from skirting the taxes, but at this point in time, it's it really does cause a delay in everything.
Remember,
So
I tell
I
you,
would say
the
that
more
that is
bureaucracy you have, and the more bureaucracies you have.
really one of the things that is keeping us from being able to close our transactions quicker. That process.
Just like how
And
the
then
whole, just like how we came up with this very we call it sophisticated procurement system, and realize it's holding back the whole country. You see, I remember a businessman tell Vernon, if the worker's stealing $10 a month, we're not going to spend $100 to find out. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make economic sense. So you're going to go through that effort to make all they need to do is set a rate which is off the unimproved value, which would be if you had knew the market value, you would end up being close to the market value. Argument done. You would need that department. You would need all the argument and disagreement. Done. That's what me, Brent. Never knows that's what me, Brent.
And that simple, but I would say that it needs looking at because it needs to change. So that's one thing that is.
Oh, by the way, but let me ask you something. When you pay for land, you can't use cash and pay, especially if it's over $1 million.
So you can't use cash in the sense that you cannot take raw paper money, cash, to pay for it. But if you do have the money in your bank account,
right,
you can transfer that money in your bank account to pay for it. So
by the way, no.
And that's what we call a cash sale.
A cash sale.
When it is that you're not using a mortgage to complete the sale, you're just transferring. It is against the law to pay for that bring that in plastic bags full of cash.
You know what that's coming to? That however you pay, because you can't pay by cash as such, because it's not about a significant amount. That's against the law. It's very easy to ascertain how much you what money was transferred. It's very easy. You need to evaluate land.
True.
So you could tax it on that. You can't hide if you buy a piece of land for $40 million. Unless both of you are going to collude. And we don't have time for watch out. We'll give the man something.
That's what was happening back in the day, Vernon, because it's 2%, so people were colluding back in the day to hide to run away from the 2%. So that is why they make it like this.
And hear the joke now. If you have to run down people cash them, guess what? If I'm a thief, and me have to you are trying to I'm still a thief. What you need is a system which is so fair that nobody can be bothered. Just pay the money. So something is wrong. All right, let me go for the break. And the kind of discussion I have with you, boy, I hope you can get time to mention it at the conference because we're wasting time, man. Wasting time. All right, we're going to go for the break and we'll come back. Can spend another 5 minutes or so with you. So come back. Don't move. Spot on with Vernon Darby.
Wine a your tongue, you know wine a your tongue. Drive smart, no ramp. Wine a your tongue. If a 87 you fi use, put the 87 in a your tongue. Fi know which fuel you use, vehicle manual fine. Enough car in a Jamaica make fi use 87. And a petrol refine. So use the octane for the car where you're driving. And me tell you some more. If a 87 your vehicle use, you are rev up the savings for sure. Know your tank fuel right, your pocket have a smile. Rev up the savings on every mile. Brought to you by Petrojam, serving Jamaica's energy needs.
Hey everybody, this is your friend Apostle Nicolene Williams. Join me every Thursday at 11 a.m. for my show Pop, Protection of Purity, where we hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, do no evil. Listen, these are the last days. I want to help you to be rapture ready. We will be having thought-provoking discussions, illuminations that will push for introspection, and revelations that will help you to see the need for consecration. Give an ear as you prepare, for the Lord is near.
Pop is brought to you by Truth Speakers Ministry International and Torpin Travel Agency and Car Rental Services.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolios. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
Do you want to go deeper in the Word? If yes, then join me, Prophetess Denise Sang, every Wednesday at 11:15 a.m. for the Crossover Experience, where we will go beyond the surface, exploring the keys to kingdom living for a successful spiritual life in a real world according to the Word of God. That's the Crossover Experience on Wednesdays at 11:15 a.m.
Going through a storm, but I won't go down. I hear your voice carried in the rhythm of the wind to call me out.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spoton with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, the beautiful country where we say we little but we tallow. And of course, my guest, Gabriel Gilpin Hudson Grant, is still with us. Gabriel, you probably, since our time is really slipping by, what you could probably do is just to give us the details about the conference, time, place, date, and a bit of some of the highlights of the conference. Of course, I'm sure some of the things that you mentioned this morning will be highlighted because it's taking too long to complete any mortgage transaction, real estate transaction. So, over to you.
For sure. So the conference will be held at the Montego Bay Conference Center next week, April 18th to 20th. So that is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're having two conference days, which is the 18th and the 19th, and we'll be covering a lot of topics from, green building, sustainability in real estate, AI in real estate, how to carry out real estate developments, everything. So that would be the conference days are the Thursday and the Friday, and then we'll also be having an expo where practitioners in the industry and other stakeholders will be having booths that you can come and connect with persons. That will be Friday and Saturday. So I definitely encourage everyone to come out. You can visit our website for the conference registration details. That will be irec.realtorsjamaica.org, right? Or you just Google it and it will come up. And you can get a pass for one day, the whole thing. You could go to the expo. There's something for everybody, whether you're a buyer, seller, realtor, land surveyor, valuer, lawyer, you're selling things that homeowners need. This is the conference for you. So I'm definitely looking forward for everybody coming out in their numbers for us to connect and learn together about real estate.
All right. I just want to remind our listeners that if you need a 2 or 3 bedroom house to rent, someone needs a 2 or 3 bedroom house to rent immediately in Kingston or near the Kingston. So you just get a message to me as soon as possible. And houses also needed in the Kingston 8 area. All right. Okay. But you haven't told us how we can make contact with you. You didn't.
You can make contact with me through my website, which is www.ghrlegal.com. I'm from the law firm Grant, Henry and Rooms, and I'd be happy to speak to you about all things real estate. So you can visit our website, www.ghrlegal.com.
Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day, Gabriel. And for listeners, remember that if you have a house to sell, or you want to buy one, you want to rent one, or you have one to rent, you'll definitely get in touch with me. You take care and all the best, my friend. And we hope you have a great
All the
conference.
best, Vernon.
All right, let me see for weather. Yes, so there is a significant feature. A trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain for the next few days. 24-hour forecast to today, mostly sunny, tonight fair. Let's see now what's happening. I think we have a long list today for birthdays. Let's see, that's not only today, but Right up on Sunday. Dorothy
Stay
Carter
90.
Bradford.
Don't worry.
Yes.
You got Eric.
Kevin Wainwright. I wonder if he's still at the Observer. They're celebrating their birthday today. Then on Saturday we have Shannon Bogue. Yeah. And oh, can you believe it? Dr. Mavis Gilmore. She was a former Minister of Education. And I'm sure she's close to reaching that century. So, Dr. Mavis Gilmore, she celebrates her birthday on Saturday. Paulette Gray is a healthcare professional. Leon Mullings, yes, met him at the Down syndrome conference some years ago. And this is my cousin. No. Oh, no, it's not my cousin. That Mrs. Ramsey. Mrs. Ramsey's daughter, Tanya Silvera, yeah, celebrates her birthday on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we have Jacqueline James. She's in the United Kingdom. Long time since I've heard from you. We have also on Sunday celebrating birthday is Jacqueline James. And she's a officer. Oh, okay. Oh, she's a police officer. Oh, what a thing. Then let me see who else we have now. We have on Sunday we have Edith Lawrence, and she's from Portmore. Then for wedding anniversary, we have ex-Inspector of Police Winston Walker and Patricia Walker. And let me say good morning to my friends there in St. Vincent. Yeah, Bertillion Hamilton, Vinette, Member of Parliament, Sinclair Leacock, the Prime Minister. Yes, I have a few friends here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So, good morning to all of you. I hope you're listening to my show. Yeah, I need to communicate with you more often. And let me see. Wow, today is International Day of Human Space Flight. And what I think, look how far we have reached now. We are now sending unmanned spacecraft way out there and trying to check if persons can live, or human beings can live on other planets. That's interesting. It is just amazing. And a special day is coming up on Monday, yeah? Monday. You remember that big ship? The biggest ship them days there? When they sank there? And over 1,000 persons lost their lives. Can you imagine if you were on that ship? We're talking about the Titanic ship. And Monday is the anniversary. That was something which shocked the whole world. I just mentioned it because it just crossed my mind. Can you imagine the other ship is going down? I think I know what it feels, you know. I was on a boat some years ago, and it caught fire in the Bahamas. And I can't forget being on the deck, and I looked out, and I said, oh, this is my time. And I said, I can't jump into the water because shark out there. Because you that sea far out. I said, here am I on the boat. And the big fire catch up, you know. And good thing, and poor we don't know if somebody with them carelessness had these things to heat up the food and make it drop on the ground. Good thing we call them officers or the crew members rushed downstairs, and because we were panicking, we didn't realize that the fire extinguishers were right there. And so when you're trained and when you're experienced to deal with a crisis, so they just rush down, took out the fire extinguishers, and that was the end of the fire. I must tell you, I had no interest in the food again. I just went to my bed and I slept. I am not too sure if I will ever go back on a boat again. Back, you know, I guess they would have had lifeboats also, not in the days of the Titanic ship. They didn't have enough, and I gather that it wasn't planned, so they jumped out of it. Those who jumped out into the sea, they died almost immediately, you know, because that time the water was actually freezing. So, but you have to think, you know, because when you're in a crisis, sometimes you do some strange things. Because they're thinking that, let's jump into the water and get on one of the lifeboats when the water is freezing. So as you hit that water, when the cold temperature hits you, send your body into shock, you die almost immediately. That's another thing we have to think of. And when you're in a crisis, you know, how you deal with that crisis. I have to give God thanks. I've had a few, and I've dealt with them appropriately. Well, you know, all good things must come to an end. Yes, all good things must come to an end. And I want to thank our sponsors, of course. This hour was brought to you by Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard, and Fosterich Group of Companies located at 77 to to 79 Malines Road. And of course, I want to thank all my guests, Mr. Hoyt and my technical operator and Pastor Boyne. She's 1 year older. And she looked like she's about 25. She has a youthful look. All right, I want to leave you with this one. I want to list this one very carefully. It says, when you are dig one hole for somebody, dig one for yourself too. But then I would say to you, when you dig one hole for somebody, you don't need to dig another one because you might drop in the same hole. Vernon Darby saying to you, I love you all. What good